was literally my worst nightmare. One of my toys coming to life and attempting to kill me.
That's like the worst. Yeah. That's like the most terrifying thing. We were friends.
Right? Could you imagine your Ninja Turtles coming to life, all your Beast Wars? You like, nigga, damn, I know y'all want to hurt me because I've been clanking y'all niggas together for the longest. I think I intentionally stayed away from toys that was semi-life-size
me too.
For that reason.
Yeah. I used to want a Batman, like a life-size Batman until I watched Child's Play.
That nigga be beating you the fuck up. Where is it?
What's going on, folks? Welcome back to Cinecism. I'm Eric.
It's your boy Dante, man, and today we're going to be doing another throwback review on the horror movie classic, Child's Play.
The movie that caused me a lot of stress in my childhood. Child's Play, the original Child's Play, not the reboot. Charles Lee Ray.
He's a serial killer, actually. A notorious strangler, they said.
He gets, like, mortally wounded, so he makes the decision to transfer his consciousness and life force into a good guy doll.
So he get gunned down in a toy store. That's how he's able to have immediate access to this doll.
This young boy by the name of Andy, it was his birthday, and his mom, he was disappointed in his birthday gifts because she didn't get him a good guy doll. So she ends up getting one off the street from this hobo. Things started to happen that Andy starts getting accused of, including murder of his mom's friend. Slowly starts to realize that this doll is like an actual living entity, and he's been responsible for some of the crimes that are being committed.
Obviously, the kid is the only suspect because he's the only reasonable person that was around to have done a lot of this stuff. But he's telling them throughout the movie, which making it even more wild and making him look not only crazy but guilty. Well, guilty and crazy. Yeah. But he's telling them that, hey, it's the doll doing this. I don't know why the doll would tell him, yo, this is my real name and shit.
Right.
Like, that's just bad. He was like, yeah, his name, he told me his name was Charles Lee Ray. And then the wild part is that throughout the movie, all you keep seeing on the news is Charles Lee Ray gunned down. And I'm like, nobody made the association. Like, if my kid was like, yeah, they said his name was Ted Bundy.
Right.
I'm like, who?
Why did you say that name? That's about Andy, who is the main human character. He's a little boy that owns a doll that his mom got him for his birthday. How he was responding to like situations, it was very realistic to me because it's like a kid that age at that time, it's like your imagination is at a place where it's still fresh, possibilities are endless. So, of course, he doesn't know that a doll isn't supposed to be doing some of the things, especially if it's supposed to be like a lifelike doll. He doesn't know a doll or an inanimate object is not supposed to be capable of saying some of the things it's saying.
He's a very young child, too.
Yeah,
like,
he looked at 5.
Yeah, I was about to say 5 or 6. He's telling what he knows to be true. He's not aware. He's not old enough to realize how it sounds to an adult. You know what's interesting after watching this movie now? I was like, damn, man, they never showed. I'm sure it was meant to be a centralized, focused movie, but I'm like, damn, he ain't had no childhood friends or nothing. Like, it was like no other children.
They didn't really show him like in school and stuff.
Nah.
Right? I guess he was being psychologically.
He had went to, they mentioned, he was too busy in the asylum.
And then you got Andy's mom, who is a single mother, and she really wants him to have the things that he wants.
She really portrayed a caring, loving mom very well. It seemed like she was concerned because of the things she was saying, and she knew how it sounded to the cops, because a lot of times when he was talking, it was police around. But it seemed like she always knew it was something deeper, because I think, well, obviously she's his mom. She was like, look, my son wouldn't do nothing like this. So maybe it is some validity to what he's saying, because when she started saying over and over and over that something was wrong with the doll, she really went and took it upon herself to be like, all right, let me see what's up with this doll. Like, let me really talk to him. And once that happens, man, it's on.
Parents just don't be believing their kids, man.
Yeah.
Like, way more, in real life. It's just, I don't know. It was refreshing to see shit like that.
I agree. Kids get discounted a lot. And to be honest, man, if I'm going to be real honest, kids might be some of the most honest beings.
They're going to be straight up with you.
Dog.
Yeah, they haven't even mastered the art of lying.
Not at all. So when they talk, I listen. Like it was a monkey out the window. Be looking like, fuck. There's a monkey out there. What the fuck is that about? Them cops was fucking. They knew he killed them. They suspected.
What kind of shoes?
Yeah, right.
Like, wow.
I was like, yo.
This little boy pushed a woman out the window.
Come on, man. I hear you, and I know he's the only one there.
I know how this looks.
I know how it looks. Right. I optics, but it's like, be real, bro. This kid.
Last but not least, let's talk about Chucky himself. Brad Dourif is the voice of Chucky, and he has been for 30 years. I imagine.
The entire career.
And man, let me tell you, man. First of all, what a sadistic fuck.
Yeah.
The way he transitions from like the doll to like the actual person in the doll, it's just, it can be frightening.
Yeah.
Because it's like, he'll be talking like a good guy doll for a second, then he'll just turn around like, you fucking
fucking cunt, you fucking slut. He be screaming too, man.
He
don't talk normal.
Crazy.
Right? I was like, oh, no wonder this shit scared me. The animatronics in that nigga face.
It goes from a stagnant face to a very animated, realistic face.
Yes. Oh my God.
He's got like deadpan eyes at first, and then he starts getting all of these expressions like instantaneously.
It's crazy.
He does a great job in this movie.
Yes.
Because, I mean, it's just terrifying to see this voice, hear this voice coming out like a doll. Like, even when I first see the doll in this movie, when I first saw it, as soon as I see this doll's face, I'm immediately like, oh, when is he going to do it? You know what I mean? It looks like a normal doll, but because I know who he really is, it's like at no point in this movie am I ever at ease when I see this doll.
You're always suspicious of it, right?
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, oh.
He don't really start really turning up until probably the middle of the movie. For a long time, he kind of just sitting there. Yeah. So I could imagine somebody, like when they first saw this, like, is he ever gonna come alive? Because they don't never show him talking.
Oh.
He's always a doll in doll form. He don't really start really talking till like the middle of the movie.
Yeah, I'm gonna speak on that too.
The build-up?
The suspense.
Yeah.
We gotta talk about that. It's crazy because even though he's terrifying, it's still like he still got elements of humor right there, man.
He's hilarious.
And it's like, I feel like that's even more scary. He's making cracking jokes, but he has no remorse about like murdering people at all.
Yeah, he is 1,000% a murderer. Like, he ain't got no remorse. He be laughing. But that cop, man, he was overall useless. I've never seen somebody drive a car in that way in my life. I'm like, bro, you had 90 opportunities to pull this bitch over.
Listen, bro, it's like he was doing about 80 the whole time.
I've never seen a real life cartoon, but that's what it looked. It looked like some Animania. His knees was up the fuck here. He driving. You'd rather have your knees to your neck than pull this bitch over. Chucky stabbing the seat, stabbing the bottom.
Bro, I was like, you ain't even got to stop, bro. Just jump out that pull over the
slow down enough.
Anything is better than this. I was just looking at how fast everything in the window was going by. I was like, dog, get off the road. You are hazard to everybody.
Bro, he had like his feet on the dash trying to drive that
doing the same speed.
You're not right.
He snatched up the dog and then he just tossed him to leave him to whatever objects he can get his hands on. Yo, stomp this man out, bro.
It's 3 of y'all.
I'm be honest though, it was hard to kill that motherfucker, man.
I didn't remember him taking that long to die. I was like, bro, this worse than Jason. Because his limbs were off.
Bro, head was off.
And burnt to a crisp.
Right. Dog, when he came through that little thing and grabbed old boy,
that shit
I was like,
crazy.
bro, he's still alive.
Oh my
God. This is insane. This is crazy.
All he got is a torso and one arm. Then it was funny because that nigga was talking shit anyway, so he deserved every piece of that. Oh, yeah. He's like, yeah, really? A dog? Oh, shit.
Like, bro, you don't believe your veteran cop friend? Like,
come on, bro. Why the fuck would they make that up? You can see all the burn marks in the apartment.
That man was scared to death.
Check the hallway. I'm sure there's a leg in that bitch. You didn't see no leg when you walked in here? That one scene.
Which one?
Where he was talking to the voodoo doctor that taught him this shit.
Oh, yeah.
Bro, that shit had me weak. He was like, you're an abomination of his nature. First of all, you taught him this shit.
Right. You had to know he was crazy.
Come on, man.
Look at him.
You knew he was a serial killer, bro. And you taught him the art of transferring your soul. You to blame just as much as him, in my opinion.
Bro, where you get that voodoo doll from?
Why would you have a voodoo doll of yourself? What could that ever be used for in a positive sense? Because throughout the movie, he's trying to get revenge on everybody that he felt like screwed him over. So the cop and his partner, like the main ones that he vowed vengeance against. But because he's starting to become alive in the doll, like he's starting to notice he can feel pain, he bleeding and things like that. So that's why he goes back to the voodoo doctor to figure out what the fuck going on with the spell. He's like, I got shot, John. And it hurt. It hurt like a son of a bitch. He said, fuck her, even bled.
Yeah. You know what another funny part was when he was on the elevator and the lady saw him in the corner. She's like, what a hideous dog. What an ugly dog. You know, like, fuck.
You're right. I feel like that's a memorable scene in the movie because that's one of the scenes that I remember. I was like, man, I can't remember which one it was where he did that. I didn't remember it was the first one.
Yeah.
But I remember that scene. I was like, oh,
I think I remember the first one more than I remember any of the others.
It's the best one. It's the most memorable
Except for
one.
like Bride of Chucky, I think.
Bride of Chucky, absolutely.
Yeah. All right, so takeaways. Watching this movie after not watching it for, probably a couple decades, I really appreciated the way that they built the suspense. Even though at the beginning of the movie, we see that he transferred his consciousness to the dog, we don't really get any evidence of this until I'm probably like a quarter way through the movie. Maybe halfway through the movie when he actually starts. You see him interacting. Like we hear Andy saying that he's doing things and saying things, but we don't actually see him doing these things from another human's perspective until probably about halfway through the movie. It's just a very eerie situation to be in.
That scene where he actually turned for the first time and he flipped
when she was
holding him, I was like,
imagine?
Oh my God.
Then they always want to throw him, then he roll under something.
That's one of my takeaways. I don't give a fuck. Once the initial scary factor is over, it's still a dog. He got dog strength.
I was going to ask. Now, was that explicitly stated though? Like, did he have the strength of a man? Because he was taking some of these people.
Bro, ain't no way he had the strength of a man, bro. He got cotton in his body.
He was turning human though.
But still.
Well, he had some strength. They was having a hard time containing him.
I ain't gonna lie. Because he was jerking, boy. He was
Man, I would have had to put him in a sleep.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. Yeah, you're right. Wrestling that little motherfucker down seemed to be a challenge. But I don't think he had man strength. But it didn't seem like he was going down easy. I'll say that much.
It was a scene. You know when Andy looking out the window of the mental facility?
The asylum? Yeah, he was like touching out there.
Did you see when he was walking up the steps? I was like, bro, that is a little person. You know what I'm talking about? When he was climbing?
Yeah.
Bro, I was in the distance. Yeah. Bro, that shit hurt me.
Bro,
I had me laughing.
So I didn't know it until recently. I thought this movie was all animatronics, but at certain points in the movie, it's actually somebody in
absolutely. The fluid movement gives it away.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you what though, when Andy got them keys, he was the fuck out of there. Bro. That man was trying to get.
I ain't never seen somebody unlock some shit so quickly. That kid wasn't fucking around.
Was not, bro.
Oh, and then he had bars at the end too, where he was like, we're friends to the end.
Right.
He was like, this is the end, friend, and lick this shit. Niggas are, that screaming shit was bothering me.
Yeah.
That in itself was horrifying.
These effects are actually pretty damn good. Especially given the time that this movie was released. Man.
I agree.
Like, there's some shots in here that are still, like, really creepy to look at and looks very realistic, man. Like, some of his movements, it was just a lot of time and effort put into the physicality of this dog, man. And, like, all of his facial expressions, even just his hands and how his body moves sometimes. Like, damn, that actually still holds up.
I agree. Just from the actor's standpoint, because you mentioned how it seemed like they was having a hard time. That's completely the actors giving that weighted feel. Like, when she was holding him, he felt like he weighed the shit of a man. You like, damn, he might be as strong as a person. She was struggling with him and shit. I give kudos to them as well, man. People was really giving they all in these movies. Like, in terms of acting, you didn't know how lucrative some of these movies could be sometimes. The kid is really acting his heart out. The mom is too. The dude that played Chucky, this movie don't work without him giving it 110%. So I gotta tip my hat off to the actors in this movie, man, because you could have easily phoned this in.
You know, let me tell you something, man. You know what was crazy to me? The mom, near the end when she was shooting him with that revolver.
Oh my God.
I was like, bro,
bullets in this.
That's another thing.
Right.
The bullet count. Shit. These shits don't never stop shooting.
Never.
At any rate, the way she was hitting him with every shot, I was like, man, where the hell is this mom learning to shoot like this?
Dog, acute accuracy.
She was shooting limbs off.
Yes, acute accuracy, bro. She didn't miss. Every shot was a hit. Dog, how did one of my bigger questions was, how did the friend die? She shouldn't have died.
What friend? The window friend?
The distance between her and that window, she backpedaled for like 20
Oh, you mean how did she fall out?
Yes.
Not the fall itself.
Yes. Oh, yeah. No. Yeah, well, obviously.
That's what I was like.
In the car.
I was like, bro, did you see that car? What you mean? Oh, yeah. Those falling into window deaths. Bro, you ever like pushed against a window?
Right.
You have to be going at exponentially faster rate of speed.
Right. I was like, bro, where are all these breakable windows at?
Bro, you got to be thrown out of that.
Windows don't just break people. Right. Especially these older windows, it's not just glass. It's a wooden structure there. Because he hit her with like a hammer. There's no way that would have created enough inertia to knock her out of the fucking window. It's just crazy. No. Yeah, it was not happening.
It was a suicide.
Yeah. Then she backpedaled like, I was like, is you going, what the fuck? Fall out the window, bitch.
So overall, man, after watching this movie the first time in several years, I still enjoyed it, surprisingly. I thought it was going to be super cheesy, but it was actually still kind of unsettling. I really appreciated the suspense, the practical effects. Like I said, in most instances in the movie, they still hold up pretty well. The acting, given this premise, is also surprisingly well handled. Overall, I think I'm going to give Child's Play, the original Child's Play, a 8 out of 10. Okay. I was going to say 7.5, but I think it's 8 worthy, man. I enjoyed this.
I remember how this movie used to scare me as a child. I distinctly remember. And now I just watch it with this, I can still appreciate the horror elements, but I was more so just laughing at some of just the comedic elements that I probably would have never appreciated when I was a kid. Like Chucky is an icon, the same way Jason, Michael Myers, Freddy Krueger, he's in that same category, man. And he's a very memorable and great character too, man. Overall, I'm gonna give Child's Play a 8 as well, man. It's a good movie worth checking out. I think it held up pretty well. I was surprised. I'm not gonna lie to you. I
expected this to look way worse.
Oh yeah. You'd be surprised that a lot of these older movies, how they look, just in terms of the looks of them. You're like, man, this actually still look pretty good.
All right, everybody. Thanks for tuning in for our review of the classic, iconic horror movie Child's Play. As always, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. And if you have any suggestions for any movies or shows or trailers that you want us to review, don't forget to drop a comment below.
Please do. And if you guys have seen the classic movie Child's Play, the original, what did you guys think of it? Have you seen it recently? Do you know, how would you say that it held up over time?
Also, I'd like to know how you think it compared to the reboot too.
Oh, that's a good question. That's a really good question.
I haven't watched it yet. He's watched it, but want to know what your thoughts are on it. So.
That's a good question. Yeah, I want to know that as well. Appreciate y'all, man.
Thank y'all.
Peace.
Peace.